Almost every brand or company in the PC audio game has released an audio mixer in the last few years, but none have been as low priced as the Fifine SC3. So let's take a look at the good and the bad, so sit back and let's get into it. Taking this out of the box, you notice right away how light this device is. Myself, coming from the Go XLR Mini, there is a huge weight difference. But being at this price level, I am fine with them cutting costs and using thinner plastics, as this is not built to withstand anything heavy. It's just you adjusting volume and pressing some buttons when needed. A nice touch is that it does come with a USB-C to USB-C cable with a USB-A adapter on the end of it, so that if you don't have an available USB-C port on the back of your computer, you can easily use the USB-A adapter to plug into your PC. But taking a look at the device, I did notice the audio meters at the top, and this was another nice touch. It does show an active meter when adjusting the gain, but there is already a physical meter on these sliders, so a little bit of a not needed feature. I would rather have a live feed of my mic so that I can see when I am actually clipping, because the meter doesn't show you that either. When using the microphone, it doesn't show when you are clipping, just how loud you actually are. I do wish they would put decibel readings on these meters to know that when you are clipping. You will need to go into OBS or your recording software to know when you are actually clipping. Speaking of faders, these are not the best feeling faders I've ever used. Honestly, I think with the way that everything is designed here, I would think a volume knob would have been a better idea. But the good part is, you're not really going to be touching these faders very much, as they don't control anything to do with the audio on your computer. More on that later. But the buttons feel good. There's a 48-volt phantom power button for your condenser microphones, an auto-tune which changes the key with a press of a button, a button to change the RGB on the device where there is a few different patterns and colors, as well as a voice changer button which will change your voice into male, female, robot, monster, baby, and elder. Interesting. And the last 4 buttons are custom audio samplers. Simply hold the button to record up to 15 seconds and then press to play back. Fun to do with stream or with your friends on Discord, but playing them back doesn't sound great. And I'm not exactly sure why, and this had me a little bit worried. But as I mentioned before, this device is missing something. And that something is pretty big considering this is called a gaming audio mixer. You cannot control your computer audio with these faders. This mixer does not control your game audio, your PC audio, your Discord, your media, your alerts. Nothing. You will need to download software on your PC to still control that part of your stream or audio. This mixer only controls what you plug into it, which is your mic, a line in, your headphone volume, and a line out. So calling this a game audio mixer doesn't really work for this device. This is something more directed at something like the Focusrite, which is just a device to plug an XLR microphone into and control the gain. And that is fine. For $42, it is still a good price considering how popular the Focusrite is, and it's $140. Now, if you are planning on using this in a 2-PC stream, then that is possible, with the line in and line out ports on the back of the device, but do remember one big thing. If you do not have any software controlling the audio, this device will capture everything you send into it. It does not separate audio into different channels like I mentioned before. So if you are sending your alerts into this, your teammates on Discord and in-game are going to hear those alerts as well. And something else that I found quite odd was that if you turn off mic monitoring, which is hearing your voice back into your headphones, it will also turn that off in the line out. So if you are sending your audio to a second PC, then your microphone will not be included in that audio stream. That was a big disappointment, and I really hope that they fix this in an upcoming firmware update, because this forces you to enable mic monitoring if you are using a 2PC setup. Myself, I usually like having it on so it's not that big of a deal, but when I'm not streaming, I don't need it on because I don't need to hear how I sound. If I'm in Discord with friends or teammates or whatever, they're going to tell me if I sound bad, so I don't need to hear it myself. But in terms of sound quality, I think this device holds up, especially for streaming or recording yourself on the internet. That stream of audio and video will go through and make it very hard for your audience to notice a difference between you using a $42 device or you using a $140 device. Your audience is not going to notice a difference. But again, I still don't think this device is for streamers. I think this is for someone that wants to upgrade away from a USB microphone and get into the XLR game. And this being $42 makes that a little bit easier. But if you add it all up, a microphone, a cable, and this device, we're climbing into the $150 range. And you can get a great USB mic with audio software built right into it for that kind of price. And those will allow you to manage your stream audio in separate channels and control them via keybinds or external hardware. Now let's move over to the second part of this review, which is the low-profile BM88 boom arm. This low-profile boom arm solves a big problem for most content creators, streamers, or just anyone using a boom arm. The overarching design of the typical scissor boom arm takes up a lot of desk space and is hard to sometimes find that perfect fit. But with the low-profile design of the BM88, you can have this tucked under and behind a monitor, or just have it on the front of the desk like I do, and it easily folds up out of the way when not using. The boom arm measures 27 inches when fully extended and about 15.5 when folded in half. In the box, you will receive the boom arm itself, a desk clamp, a few adapters for different microphone fittings, and an Allen wrench for adjusting the boom arm. Setup is super simple. Attach the clamp to the desk, insert the boom arm into the clamp, and there is only one extra piece that you will need to attach before you can attach your microphone to the boom arm. You will need to attach the ball head clamp to the boom arm by loosening this screw until it can fit onto the pole and then tighten. Now you can attach your microphone with the proper included adapter. After the install, you can run your cable in the available slots whether you are using a USB cable or an XLR, as there is plenty of room if you need to run multiple cables. After that, there is really only one thing to change, and that is the angle at which you are going to use your microphone. Now, be sure, for the best performance, you want to be at least a fist length away from your microphone, and it is usually better to point your microphone at the corner of your mouth than directly in front, as you will pick up less plosives having it this way. But as you can see, this boom arm can be adjusted in almost any way you like. You can even have it straight up and point the mic towards you if you are in a sit-stand desk setup. But for between $50 to $60, this boom arm is a perfect pickup for those looking for a low-profile boom arm. It is half the price of the main competition and performs just as well. I will include links for both products in this review down in the description if you are interested. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and have a great rest of your day.